Good evening and welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. I want to speak to you in a little short video today about something very important, especially if you're a Christian, a Muslim or a Jew, someone religious, and you like to do religious debating. I'm going to speak to you about why you should not waste your time debating with Muslims if you have any sense. So here we go, I'm your host Daily Corvid, let's get started. Just a quick message to all my Christian friends out there on the internet, on YouTube, making videos. This is the best advice you'll ever get. Stop debating Muslims. It's such a waste of time, guys. Like, look how much of your energy and time you are pouring into these people. And do they ever listen? Do they hear you? No, they don't. The proof is, show me a converted Muslim, just one. Find me one converted Muslim that you have debated that as a result of you winning your debates with them, or just talking to them in general, decided to convert to Christianity or anything else, or even just stop being a Muslim. You won't find one. And the difference is because when you and I came to faith, we came to faith organically. We had good reason. They didn't. They were grown into the cult of Islam from a young age. And throughout their ages were told, if you leave, you will be attacked by your own family. They will disown you. They will hate you. You will bring shame upon us. And that may lead to your death. It will be somewhere along the line of that. It will be beginning with, we'll just shun you. The whole family will hate you. Nobody will like you and you'll have to leave. All the way up to, we will hunt you down on a fatwa and cut off your hands and feet and then your head. This is Islam. This is the grace and mercy of Allah. So you can't compare that, slavery is what that's called, you cannot compare that to someone like me who was, brought up as an atheist effectively. My family don't have any religion. None of my friends had any religion. I came to faith through my own efforts, through my own learning, my own experiences. I can leave anytime I want. Nobody's going to hate me for it. I'll probably be liked more for having done so. So how can I debate someone fairly and openly using evidence, in a good spirit, which is how debates should work? What's the point debating someone who doesn't like you? He's just going to crap all over you, treat you like dirt, ignore the things you say. How can you debate someone like that? You can't. So I know we're obsessed with diversity at the moment, this stupid idea that everybody has to forcibly be made equal when they're not. But in the minds of the Muslim, you will never be equal to them. Not because they're considering you as better or lower than them, because they are not considering you. You're just an animal to them. You're like a rat or a spider or something, The only reason they bother having any conversations with you is because they are doing dawah. They are serving Allah. They're doing a service to their Lord to prove their loyalty. They have no intention of listening to your debate questions. They couldn't care less what you come out with. And they don't want to convert you, even though they're going to say they do. If they convert you, they'll be like, oh yeah, you're great. They'll be really happy about it. They know you're not a real Muslim. And the reason is because Allah doesn't want you. We know. Where is it? How many times do I have to read different Qurans, verse by verse, word for word, and show people what these pages actually contain? How many times do we have to do that until people get it into their heads? The only good Muslim in the eyes of Allah is an Arab Muslim who has never done anything else, was born into it and dies in it. That is a fact. So if you convert to Islam having been a hippie or an atheist, a New Ager, a Christian, anything else, you're a dhimmi. I don't mean a dimwit, I mean D-H-I-M-M-I, dhimmi. It's a word Muslims use to describe a kind of willing slave. Someone who's been tricked into converting to Islam for some reason and doesn't realise that they are now a slave. They're not viewed as being equal to other Arab Muslims. So just keep that in mind. Stop wasting your time debating these guys. It might make for good content, but really, if your goal is to make good content, there are a million better things that you can do than whinge about religion and compare Christians with Muslims. It's fruitless. I'd go as far as saying it's actually evil. If you're not committed to your religion and making videos about religion because of that commitment, what's the point? You're a hypocrite if you're doing that. Please don't do that. So, if you're going to make debate videos, debate other Christians, debate Jews, debate Sikhs, debate Buddhists, debate anyone else. All of these people will give you the time of day and they will approach you respectfully because they know they are the representative of their God. When they're doing that, it's almost like God has sent them their God's assistant. Whatever you think of them, you're going to think of their God. Like when you're speaking to a Buddhist. If a Buddhist is horrible to you, you're going to think, well, Buddha's horrible then. If that's the way that he treats people, if that's the way he wants you to treat people, then Buddha must be bad. Muslims don't care. They want you to think that of Allah because it's true. Allah is a scheming, evil filth merchant. He is a scumbag, a dirty, disease-ridden pig with a murderous mind, a psychotic maniac who doesn't care about anyone but himself, least of all his Muslims. So if that is their Lord, why would you expect them to be any different, especially when you are not one of them? Such a waste of time. So anyway, I'm going to conclude now by saying, point number 1, stop wasting your time debating Muslims with this fanciful idea that you're going to convert them to Christianity, or that you're going to teach them anything, or that they're going to give the conversation or you any respect at all. They absolutely will not. We know. They are commanded not to. Let me see if I can, from memory, remember the verse. Something like, don't show kindness and humility to the infidel. Show them only arrogance and spite. That is Allah's command to them while they're speaking to you if you're not a Muslim. Show them arrogance and spite. Laugh at them and denigrate them. Degrade them. That's what they do. That's why you can't have a debate with these guys. Because no matter what you say, they are not listening. So like I say, if you want to make religious videos, you want to evangelize, cool. It's a good idea. But choose better targets. These guys aren't the guys to waste your time with. And it's because Allah. It's because Allah is Satan. You can't negotiate with Satan. You can't negotiate with terrorists. I wonder why those two things are so similar. Anyway, so I think I've said my piece now. I'm going to go back to my life of not arguing with Muslims. But, this is another thing you can do. If you really need to show these doctrines to be false, because I do this myself, rather than wasting your time debating one Muslim, Jesus would tell you this. Don't argue with a slave. Go to the master and argue with him. Now, if all the Muslims are slaves of Allah, and Allah can be found in this book, then surely the thing to do is destroy the contents of this false piece of garbage. Make videos about that instead. And that's exactly what I do. So if you're interested, I do the series Without Lies, Islam Dies. I've been doing it for a good 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now. And it's going rather well. Plus I make loads of other videos saying how bad I think Islam is, and then showing the evidence why it's bad. But realistically, if you've ever spoke to a Muslim, if you ever speak to any Muslims, they will give you the evidence in person for why you should know Allah is a piece of garbage, a filthy, disease-ridden pig with a murderous mind. Because that is how they behave. And they're not born like that. They become like that through the evil garbage doctrines of the Quran and lordship of Allah, who is Satan, the snake. So, I think I've made my point now. Hope you enjoyed that and you learned something. God bless you all, and I will see you, lovely people, in the next one. Bye now. And the point I'm trying to make here is you cannot argue the spots off of a leopard. It's just not going to happen for you. So don't waste your time. Don't throw your pearls to swine. Have a lovely evening. God bless you all. And I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Bye now. Bye bye bye.